Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's-A-Mii here, and today we're taking a look at 13 new physical Nintendo Switch games releasing at local retailers in February. For these videos, I like to just go on GameStop and Best Buy and see what is coming out that you could actually go in person to find, so we're not covering VGP or LRG here. When we get to Switch 2, I will start doing that. I'll start doing these weekly for Switch 2, but for now, let's take a look at 13 new physical Switch games coming out this month, but also a couple of special editions and deluxe editions and stuff like that. Let's get into it. Okay, welcome back to the channel. I hope your day is going well, and welcome to another month of new releases for the Switch. I will say this is not a month for me personally where I'm excited to pick a lot of this stuff up, but there are, I think, 2 or 3 things that down the line I'd be interested in checking out. So first up, on February 6th, we have the Sid Meier's Civilization 7 Deluxe Edition. What you get with this is some DLC content, but also early access. The actual regular release of the game comes out 5 days later on February 11th. So if you really want to play Civ 7 on your Switch early, you have to pay $30 more to get the deluxe edition. But also, like I said, this does come with some extra stuff here. It says, yeah, you get early access, you get some extra DLC packs, the Crossroads and World Collection, the deluxe content pack, which includes 2 leader personas, 4 profile customizations, and 1 alternate scout skin. And it looks like if you pre-order it at GameStop, you actually get a controller holder, which is an interesting little pre-order bonus here. But if you really want that Civ 7, I mean, that's kind of nice, actually. If you're a huge Civ 7 fan, I don't know how much merch they make for Civilization. Obviously, it's a huge franchise, but having a little controller stand might be kind of nice. And yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I know Civ 6 came to Switch. I think it did really well on Switch, so it makes sense that 2K and Firaxis would bring Civ 7 over as well. But I feel like if you're a hardcore Civ fan, you are probably playing this on PC at the very least. Maybe on PS5 with the mouse and keyboard, I'm not too sure, but this is coming out on Switch, and it is nice to see, I guess, a bigger third-party game actually still coming to a Nintendo platform before the Switch 2. I feel like a lot of these publishers at this point are just, cutting their losses with the Switch, and they're just saving whatever they have for Switch 2. So I gotta give, an applause to Take-Two for actually releasing something on the current Switch. But hey, just a few days later, on February 14th, we have the Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2. This is the deluxe edition that NIS America does. I would say for Switch owners, this is probably the biggest release of the month. I know a lot of people are very excited for this. This came out back on in Japan, I believe in 2023, late 2023, but it's now getting localized. I had the chance to check out this at PAX West last year, and as someone who has not played a Trails game, it seemed pretty high quality. It seemed pretty good, so we'll have to wait and see what reviews land on for this one, and in America anyway, but this is coming out on February 14th, and yeah, they're finally getting caught up with all of these Legend of Heroes games. So this is one, I have all the other Legend of Heroes games. I'm so excited for the Trails in the Sky First Chapter remake, because I want to play them all in order. I don't want to start from a different arc. So I'll probably still pick this up when they do the buy 2 get 1 at Best Buy again or something, but for now, I think I'll pass and, maybe wait for a sale, although I know Falcom stuff you don't really want to wait for a sale on, so yeah, if you're interested in this, I'm sure this will be a big release for a lot of you on Switch and on PS5. Next up, switching over to Best Buy. I had to switch over there. I'm not sure why a lot of this PM Studios published stuff isn't popping up on GameStop, but on Best Buy here on February 18th, we have from PM Studios Muse Dash for Nintendo Switch. This is one I had never heard of, so let's find out a little bit together. Looks like some sort of rhythm game here. It says, our world score has been tampered. Can you hear my whispering? Now game starts. Come and fix the world score tampered with by the mirror code with 3 heroines. This is a world of the perfect combination of a traditional music game and a cool parkour game, Muse Dash. Yes, you're destined to be our master. What? You don't have nimble fingers? Meow. Oh, God. Don't be too humble. So don't worry. If you do not excel in playing action games, you can still overcome the difficulties by dancing to the music. Choose your favorite heroines to go through the fairy tale-like stages. Now let's get started with our journey to wipe out all of the adorable monsters. So we got a cat girl music rhythm parkour game. And looking at the screenshots, I mean, it's honestly been a while since I played a nice rhythm game. I guess since Theater Rhythm came out 2 years ago now. So this is one that, I don't know, it kind of looks cool. $35. There is a special edition here that includes some extra goodies, including a pin card set, the Switch cartridge case. Is that a Oh, it's for extra Switch games, I believe. And then 3 lenticular cards. So if you want to go for that, that's $80. I don't think that's, I don't know if that's worth the extra. What would that be, $35 more for a pin set and some lenticular cards? And I guess a big outer box. But yeah, I don't know if that's worth it. A day later, also on Best Buy here, VG&Y Soft has PopSlinger coming out for $34.99 alongside a special edition, extra edition, as they're calling it here. According to the description, it says PopSlinger is a vibrant, music-driven shooter inspired by the energetic flair of 80s and 90s anime and new retro culture. Join Rhea Carbon, a funky heroine on a stylish quest to save the world from sinister, otherworldly invaders with her soda-powered guns. Alongside her is Jin, a former PopSlinger heroine, ready to back Rhea up in her battle against the menacing forces. It's up to Rhea and Jin, or I guess Gen, probably Gen, to take on the hordes of corrupted creatures known as Corazones, monsters whose hearts have been captured and twisted by invading forces, transforming them into dangerous threats. Immerse yourself in a visually striking adventure with a dreamy aesthetics inspired by 90s Japanese animation, brought to life with a unique marker art style and VHS-infused 2D sprites. Very interesting that we're getting like two kind of music-based, anime-stylized games on Switch physically back-to-back from two different publishers. I have to say, out of the two, I mean, I appreciate like the VHS retro anime style of this. I think the other one looks more fun, but yeah, this is something you might want to keep an eye on. And then yeah, there's that extra edition as well that includes, is this a vinyl? Yeah, it comes with a 5-inch. Wow. And an enamel pin, and some bottle caps, and a certificate, a sticker sheet, a little mini comic. How much is this one? This one's cheaper! Wow! Eat your heart out, Muse Dash. Your collector's edition sucks, and this one's so much better. It comes with a freaking vinyl. Yeah, come on, man. This is a much, much better special edition than the Muse Dash one. Going back to GameStop, though, on February 21st, this is one I do want to pick up eventually and check out eventually. I played a little bit of it because it was on PS Plus when it launched, but the Plucky Squire is finally getting a physical release. I wish they had done a physical back in September. I would have bought it, obviously, day one, but now I'm a little bit more busy, and maybe I won't get to it immediately. But Plucky Squire getting a physical from Devolver Digital, $34.99, as well as a special edition. If you're not familiar with this is a game from a new studio. I believe one of the artists actually worked on Pokemon. They designed some of the Pokemon that we are, in love with nowadays. So there is this special edition here. It has this whole like storybook aesthetic where you're coming in and out of the pages. So you go from 2D combat to 3D combats. Very unique and kind of ambitious project for them to start with. And the deluxe edition, which is $20 more at $54.99, includes a softbound 112-page art book, a soundtrack CD, a voucher in the U.S. It says the official soundtrack of the game on a CD, voucher in the U.S. So, does it include a CD or not? It's saying there's a voucher in the U.S. I'm not sure. That's a little suspect to me. And then a collector's tuck-in box housing all the contents. But really, you're paying for that art book to see all of the very nice art that I believe it's James Turner did for this game. But yeah, finally getting a physical. Happy that it's finally getting one. And it's cool that it's getting like a wider release. It's not exclusive to Fangamer or something. It is going to pop up at local retailers, which is pretty cool. That same day, though, on February 21st, Graveyard Keeper is getting a new release, the Undead Edition, that includes 3 different DLCs. If you're not familiar with Graveyard Keeper, if you like Stardew Valley, it's basically, from what I understand, a much darker version of Stardew Valley, where you are a Graveyard Keeper, which is honestly a really cool idea. This one's being published by Atari, interestingly, but it is from Tiny Build. This Undead Edition comes with the Breaking Dead DLC, Game of Crone DLC, and Stranger Sins DLC, which these look like pretty meaty expansions. It says Game of Crone is like 6 to 12 hours of extra content. Stranger Sins 4 to 8 hours. So if you're familiar with Graveyard Keeper, if you want to have like a complete all-on cartridge physical version, this is one to definitely keep an eye on February 21st. Like I said, for $40, which this is one I could see going on sale for like $20. And at $20, I might swoop in and check it out because it actually, looking at the gameplay, it does look pretty cool. And you know what? I guess February 21st is the day of the indie physical release because Atari also on February 21st is releasing the Secret Neighbor plus Hello Engineer neighborhood bundle on Nintendo Switch. This one only popped up on Best Buy for me, but this includes Secret Neighbor and Hello Engineer. I've never even heard of Hello Engineer. Secret Neighbor is like the multiplayer one. Yeah, Secret Neighbor is an ever-growing multiplayer social horror game set in the Hello Neighbor universe. And then Hello Engineer is a single and multiplayer machinery construction game set in a puzzling amusement park. So it seems like the Neighbor universe, as they're calling it, this seems to be something that really stuck around in a way I wasn't expecting. I remember watching like a Let's Play of Hello Neighbor in like 2015, 2016, and this, I mean, they really forced it down our throats enough to make it a consistent thing that still gets new releases. I'm not sure if like is Game Theory still making like videos on this, or is there like a big YouTube community for Hello Neighbor? I have no idea, but there is a new physical release coming out that includes both of these games. Okay, now we're talking. On the 25th, GS2 Games for $39.99 is releasing Battle of Rebels, and this looks like slop. So what I'm noticing immediately is that it actually says there's a multiplayer mode. Normally when they put like these kind of I don't want to say cruddy, but when they put these cruddy FPSs on Switch, usually there is no multiplayer, but it actually says there is a multiplayer mode where you can battle it out in a 2x2 arena. Is that shipment from Call of Duty? What 2x2 arena? That's tiny. Also, beautiful scenery and up to stunning 4K. I'm on the Switch page here. This is coming to PS5 also, but this is a zombie FPS as you can play in first or third person. Definitely wouldn't recommend spending $40 on this, but if you want like an FPS on Switch, frankly, you don't have many options. So if you want some zombie war game, I'm looking at this trailer right now. This looks not the highest quality. But that's okay, though, because these next two games are absolute bangers, games I will definitely be picking up. One of them I actually already pre-ordered. Starting off here with Bakeru for Nintendo Switch from Spike Chunsoft. This is releasing on February 25th for $39.99. So happy this is getting a physical from Good Feel and Spike Chunsoft. If you're not familiar with Good Feel, they made Yoshi's Woolly World and Crafted World and Epic Yarn, Kirby's Epic Yarn, and then most recently Princess Peach Showtime. In between Crafted World and Princess Peach Showtime, they released this game Bakeru on the Japanese eShop. It later got an English localized eShop release, I think back in August of 2024. We're now getting a physical. I bought this game, I imported this game from Japan, and I played like a good 3 or 4 hours, and I was really enjoying it, but I decided, you know what, I'm gonna wait. I feel like this will get a localized version, and then they announced that eShop release, and now we have the physical. So this is one I'm very excited to go back to and actually play all the way through and actually finish it, because I really, really liked what I played, especially because I believe when they localized it, they actually fixed a lot of the performance issues. There were some pretty bad frame drops in this game, but very happy that it's now getting a proper physical here in the West, and this is one I definitely want to pick up and recommend you check out. There is a demo on the eShop as well, I believe, so one of the bigger releases of the month for me. And then, yeah, this one I'm really excited for from Konami on February 27th. We have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days Collection finally releasing. I believe this was originally supposed to come out in 2024, I'm pretty sure. This is releasing for $50, so a bit of a steeper price tag, but you have this awesome box art. You get 2 Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG cards included, and it comes with a ton of games, including some that I believe have never been localized before. So it's all of like the original Game Boy and Game Boy Color games from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise. So you have Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters 2, Dark Duel Stories, Dark Duel Stories by itself. I'm not sure what the difference in those are. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters 4, Battle of Great Duelists, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Eternal Duelist Soul, Duel Monsters 6, Expert 2, The Sacred Cards, Reshef of Destruction, and then more titles to be revealed is what it says here. This is a lot of games. There's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! In this package, and a lot of it is being localized for the first time, as is my understanding, which is just really cool. I love collections like this, especially games that you kind of just thought would never get re-released. I never thought that we would be seeing, oh yeah, the original Game Boy Color Yu-Gi-Oh! Games are going to get a re-release. No, what? No, that's not even something that was in my mind. And collections like this give me hope that in the future, we can maybe see like a Legacy of Goku collection or something, you know? Give me some of those Game Boy and Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color Dragon Ball games. That'd be so cool. So to see Yu-Gi-Oh! Getting a collection like this is really exciting, and I'm excited to check out some of these older releases. I believe this one is also Switch exclusive. I did not see a PlayStation release, at least not physically. So that is also worth noting. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I pre-ordered this at Best Buy last year. So this is one I'll definitely be checking out later this month. Just a few more games here. Nacon is releasing Ravenswatch Legendary Edition on Nintendo Switch for $40 on February 27th, same day as Yu-Gi-Oh! This is, from what I understand, it just looks like Hades. It seems like there's an influx of these like Hades-like games coming out. This one looks pretty high quality. Includes the Legendary Edition includes a Raven skin pack and the Nightmares skin pack, so that's cool. But yeah, if you are into Hades, this kind of just looks like Hades. So if you want more Hades before Hades 2 gets its proper release, this might be one to take a look at. And then switching over to Best Buy for these final two, happy to see these are getting wider releases, although admittedly these games aren't very good. The KEMCO RPG Selection Volume 1, so these already have had physical releases in other territories, and you can import them. They had English on them, but they weren't like ESRB releases. They weren't released in local retailers, right? This is coming from a soft source. They're doing the publishing for this. I believe Limited Run has done a lot of these games individually over time, maybe not these ones specifically, but they have done some KEMCO stuff. KEMCO basically makes these like very run-of-the-mill, very cheap, kind of almost asset flippy RPGs, and they're releasing them like all the time, like 10 a year they release of these KEMCO RPGs. But this is releasing on February 27th, $40, and it's kind of cool that maybe they'll do all of them and you'll have like 10 of these KEMCO RPG selections. And if you just like some very basic RPGs, you know, these aren't like the longest things in the world. I think they're usually pretty short. Having all of them physically is very tantalizing to me, even though the games, admittedly, like I said, are not that good. But you get As Divine Hearts, Revenant Saga, Antiquia Lost, and a Dragon Sinker, Descendants of Legion. A lot of these are like very mobile gamey. I think they actually are on mobile as well. So these are games that came out a long time ago. They have released a lot of games on Switch and PS5 and PS4 since these. So there's a lot of catch up for KEMCO to do and Soft Source to do if they want to release all of these physically, but it's cool that they're starting now. And then finally, also on Best Buy here, we have another PM Studios release on the 28th, final day of the month for $34.99, Lit School. It says, in Lit School, you take on the role of a principal task with the challenge of revamping and managing your alma mater. The game features two core mechanics: the construction and designing of the school and managing the dynamics of students and teachers. Each student has unique interests and aspirations, making your role as headmaster more complex. Balancing factors like your school's reputation, satisfying students' basic needs, overseeing academic pressure, and managing aspects like clothing, food, and travel provide an immersive and challenging experience. Aside from the usual responsibilities of a headmaster, you're also tasked with managing various issues that originate outside of the school, including mysterious dangers and potential threats that might cause things to go bananas. So it sounds like it's The Sims. It's The Sims, but it's in a school setting. That's actually a pretty good idea, if I'm being honest. So if you like Sim style stuff, you know, they just released Sims 1 and 2. They re-released those games on PC. For some reason, they didn't put them on Switch or PS4 or anything. But if you want a Sim-like experience on the Switch, since we didn't get the actual Sims, Lit School looks like it might serve that niche pretty well. So that is going to do it for this month's games releasing on a Switch video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you planning on picking any of these games up? Like I said, for me, eventually Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2 definitely will pick up that. Plucky Squire I want to check out. Bakeru as well I want to get, and then the Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days collection, and maybe the KEMCO RPG Selection, just because I think it's cool that if they do all of them, there's going to be a lot of those physicals on Switch, and they're all going to have ESRB releases, and I think that's kind of neat. So let me know your thoughts. What are you planning on picking up this month on Switch? Or maybe you're just saving up for that Switch 2. Like I said, we're going to keep doing these monthly for Switch 1, and we're going to keep sticking to Best Buy and GameStop for like the release list. Once the Switch 2 comes out, we will be doing weekly videos going over everything, including LRG, including VGP, including all of the limited companies, all of the like weird reprints. Like, we will be doing everything when the Switch 2 comes out. But until then, we're going to bide our time. We're going to do these monthly for us for Switch 1 and PS5. And I hope you will join me for the ride. Of course, as always, subscribe here for more collecting content. Follow me on Twitter at BoTalksGames, and check out my other Nintendo news-focused YouTube channel at BoTalksGames as well. Until next time, folks, peace.